Let's get some books. And say this. Take this downstairs. Take that. In the kitchen. I don't know how to plug it up. I think. I'll let it stop. No, I'm active live right now. That's why. Okay. So, this is one of my rooms. This is one of my rooms. Go ahead, don't drink all my water. That's fine. So, hello everyone. I'm going to mute the mic for a second while I do a couple of things. So, bear with me. I'll be right back. You'll be able to see what you want to hear me. Had to unmute myself. Thank you, Armin Davis, for the super sticker. How are you guys doing? I am a Toola. Blessings to everyone. So today, guys, is the Sabbath, and in my home, we do honor the Sabbath on Saturday. First off, can you guys hear me pretty clear? Can you guys hear me pretty clear? I do have one of so can you hear me? Can you hear me pretty clearly? Okay, I think I like that better. Yes, no, maybe so. Can you hear me? And I don't think I'm safe. So, all right. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So today, what I want to share with you guys is the Book of Enoch. So the title that I put on here, were giants real? I think I put were giants real and did they really exist? Did they really exist? So in the regular King James Bible, they took out the books of Enoch. They took out the books of Enoch. However, it is in the Sefer. Enoch, Chanok, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. But it's here. All right. Okay, you said it's not very clear. Wait. How about now? Is it clearer now? Am I clearer now? If not, I'll just take this off. Kat, can you hear me clear now? Because I need for you guys to hear me. Yes, no, maybe so. You're taking a long time. Can you guys hear me clearly? You know what? I'll pull it up myself. I'll see if I can hear myself on here. Taking a little too long. All right, let me see. Let's see. Yes, no, maybe so. You're taking a long time. Can you guys hear me clearly? You know what? All right, testing. I'll see if I can hear myself on here. All right, let me take. You know what I'm gonna do? I'll take the headpiece off. Let me turn off my. Let me disconnect. So now my mic is unmuted, so you should be able to hear me better now. Let's see. So now my mic is unmuted, so you should be able to hear me. Okay, it's better now. All right, cool. Okay, so I'm sorry. Let's start back over because you guys couldn't hear me clearly. So in the Bible, and I'm going to show you guys the King James. All right, thank you. Be right back. All right, so this is a King James version that I have. This was my mom's. As you guys see, it is old. But in this particular Bible, you do not have the Book of Enoch in here. You don't have the Book of Enoch. All right, it's not in here. A lot of the books of the Bible were removed for whatever reasons. So with the Book of Enoch, that complete story talks about the fallen angels, you know, the 200 angels that came down from heaven, that ascended from heaven and slept with, you know, man's wives, and they had children, right? So they were not supposed to do that because they were immortal, but they came down in like a human form. So in the Bible, they talk about the fallen angels, but they don't really get into detail what exactly happened. So if you haven't done any extra research, then you would just know, okay, they said they bore giants and, you know, they were fallen angels and they were cast, but it doesn't really tell you the full story. So the books, and it says the books of Enoch, the books of Enoch. So this particular book is a book that they actually took out of the Bible, but this is just the book itself, if that makes any sense. So if you guys, and I've told you guys about this before, this book right here, if you actually order the Sefer, all of the books are in here. Okay? So I'm going to read from the Sefer first, and then I'm going to go into the books of Enoch, and I'll probably just stay in the books of Enoch. So blessings, everybody. Blessings to anyone that has, you know, come on to have a little Bible study with me. All right. So it says, The word of the blessing of Shinnach, which is Enoch, the word of the blessing of Shinnach, how he blessed the elect and the righteous who were to exist in the time of trouble, rejecting all the unrighteous and wicked. Shinnach, a righteous man, who with Elohim, Elohim, guys, is the true name of our Father in heaven. That's his true name, Elohim. A righteous man who with Elohim answered and spoke, while his eyes were open, and he saw a holy vision in the heavens. This the angel showed me. From them I heard all things and understood what I saw, that which will not take place in this generation, but in a generation which is to succeed at a distant period, on account of the elect. Upon their account I spoke and conversed with him, who will go forth from his habitation, the holy and mighty one, the Elohim of the world. So basically, Enoch was talking directly to the angels and talking directly to the Most High, the Father in heaven. Okay? He had a lot of questions. So, who will hereafter tread upon Mount Sinai, appear with his host, and be manifested in the strength of his power from heaven? All shall be afraid, and the watchers be terrified. Great fear and trembling shall seize them, even to the ends of the earth. The lofty mountains shall be troubled, and the exalted hills depressed, melting like a honeycomb in the flame. The earth shall be emerged, and all things which are in it perish, while judgment shall come upon all, even upon all the righteous. But to them shall he give peace. He shall guard the elect, and towards them exercise clemency. Then shall all belong to Yahuwah. Now, if you guys do not know who Yahuwah is, that's another name for the Most High, our Father in heaven. Be happy and blessed, and the splendor of Yahuwah shall illuminate them. Okay, so that is what I read out of the Sefer. Now I'm going to go just straight to the Book of Enoch. And this is how it's spelled, guys. So I don't know if you have a Book of Enoch, but this is how it's spelled. All right? And once I get into this pretty good, I'll see if I can pull this up on the screen, okay? For you guys to follow along. All right. So reading it this way is going to be a lot different than reading it out of the Sefer, okay? So I'm going to start again. Parable of Enoch on the future lot of the wicked and the righteous. The words of the blessings of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and righteous who will be living in a day of tribulation, when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch, a righteous man whose eyes were opened by the Father, saw the vision of the Holy One in the heavens, which the angels showed me, and from them I heard everything. And from them I understood as I saw, but not for this generation, but for a remote one which is for to come. Concerning the elect, I said, and took up my parable concerning them. The Holy Great One will come forth from his dwellings. So you guys should know what that means. It says the Holy Great One will come forth from his dwellings, meaning the Most High is going to step off that throne. That's what I'm thinking. All right. And the eternal Father will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake, and great fear and trembling shall seize them until the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame. And the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish. And there shall be a judgment upon all men, meaning that we're all going to be judged at the end. All of us, no matter if you believe in the Most High or you don't, if you were doing good, bad, evil, does not matter. We are all going to be judged according to what we are doing now and have done on this earth. That's it. But with the righteous, he will make peace. and will protect the elect, and mercy shall come upon them, and they shall all belong to, it says God, but I say the Most High, and they shall all belong to the Most High, and they shall be prospered, and they shall all be blessed, and he will help them all. Okay. And light shall appear upon them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he cometh with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. All right, that was chapter 1. We're going to chapter 2. Observe ye everything that takes place in the heaven, how they do not change their orbits, and the luminaries which are in the heaven, how they all rise and set in order, each in its season, and transgress not against their appointed order. Okay, so what they're talking about there is, we're talking about the sun comes up when it's supposed to, the moon, the stars, the clouds, all of those things happen the way the Most High want them to happen, and they do it routinely. They do it routinely. We're the only ones that don't listen, that go against everything that he wants us to do, you know. So, behold ye the earth, and give heed to the things which take place upon it from first to last, how steadfast they are. But none of the things upon earth change, but all the works of the Father appear to you. Behold, the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and clouds and dew and rain lie upon it. Same thing. We have our seasons that are, year round. We know we can expect a summer, a winter, a fall, a spring. We know we can expect at this point day and night. Observe and see how in the winter all the trees seem as though they have withered and shed all their leaves, except 14 trees, which do not lose their foliage, but retain the old foliage from 2 to 3 years till the new comes. Chapter 4. And again, observe ye the days of summer, how the sun is above the earth over against it, and you seek shade and shelter by reason of the heat of the sun. And the earth also burns with glowing heat, and you cannot tread on the earth or on a rock by reason of its heat. You can't walk, hold on. You can't walk on the earth. You can't walk up there because it's hot, So that's what they're saying. And on a rock. So like when we see people that have gone to the moon and all of that, they can't just walk, they can't just get out and just walk, they'll be burnt. If they can even go to the moon. That's another story. All right. So let me get to, all right. So I'm going to read chapter 5. And then once I get to chapter 6, that is when we get into the fallen angels and all of that. But, we can't get to Z without starting from A. We can't get to 10 without, counting from 1. So I didn't just want to skip straight to the subject of what we're going to talk about. All right. And let me take this off because I had the Cash App blessings. I had that on from my last video. So let me just show my website. Hold on. Let me hide that. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So chapter 5 says, observe, and this is what it looks like. And give me a sec. You guys can just watch me for a second. I'm going to see if I can pull this up because I have Enoch in an app on my phone, but I don't think I downloaded it here. So let me just see if it's in there. If it even went to my, if it went here. All right. No, it didn't. Okay. Okay. So you guys can still see me. If you have the Book of Enoch, follow along in that. If you don't, maybe download the app or give yourself a check-in. Give yourself a second and go get some water, go use the restroom, do something. I'm gonna see if I can get it so that I can pull it up on the screen for you guys. Okay, so bear with me, please. Okay, yeah. I'll be able to pull it up. So you guys won't see me, but you can follow along with me. All right. So let me share my screen. I think that'll be better, especially for those of you that don't have it. That way you can read it in your own words. All right. Tab. All right, I'm going to make it just a little bigger so you guys can see it. Let's see if you guys can see it. All right. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Okay, so this is the biggest that I can make it as far as you guys being able to see it. Okay? So hopefully you can see it. All right. So we are on chapter 5 and we're here. That way you can just follow along. Observe ye how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit. Wherefore give ye heed and know with regard to all his works, and recognize how he that liveth forever hath made them so. And all his works go on thus from year to year forever, and all the task which they accomplish for him, and their tasks change not, but according as the Most High has ordained, so it is done. And behold, how the sea and the rivers in like manner accomplish and change not their task from his commandments. But ye have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments of the Father. But ye have turned away and spoken proud and hard words with your impure mouths against his greatness. O ye hard-headed, ye shall find no peace. Therefore shall ye execrate your days, and the years of your life shall perish, and the years of your destruction shall be multiplied in eternal execration, and ye shall find no mercy. In those days ye shall make your names an external excretion unto all the righteous, and by you shall all who curse, and all the sinners and godless shall implicate by you. And for you, the godless, there shall be a curse, and all the shall rejoice. And there shall be forgiveness of sins, and every mercy and peace and forbearance. So we are here. We're here. And I'll actually, so I can kind of see what I'm doing. All right. So we're there. Okay. All right. So let's see. Sinners implicate you, all shall rejoice. Forbearance. Ever in peace for forbearance. All right, so we're here. We're on G, from what you guys can see. Okay. There shall be salvation unto them, a goodly light. And for all of you sinners, there shall be no salvation, but on you all shall abide a curse. But for the elect, there shall be light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. And then there shall be bestowed upon the elect wisdom, and they shall all live and never again sin, either through ungodliness or through pride. But they who are wise shall be humble. So now we're here. They who are wise shall be humble. Okay. And they shall not again transgress, nor shall they sin all the days of their lives, nor shall they die of the divine anger of wrath. But they shall complete the number of days of their life, and their lives shall be increased in peace, and the years of their joy shall be multiplied in eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life. Okay, now this is the reason why you guys are here. I'm going to assume from the title. Hello, Change Me. How are you? Okay. The fall of the angels, the demoralization of mankind, the intercession. Let me go to it. The intercession of the angels on behalf of mankind. But I'm going to read it how, it should be the same thing. The doom pronounced by the father of the angels of the, the dooms pronounced by, okay, the father on the angels of the messianic kingdom. And it says a Noah fragment, and make sure you guys can see it. Yes. Okay. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters, and the angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. And Simjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not. So basically, hold on. All right. So basically he's saying, I fear ye shall not. I think he's trying to say, oh, y'all saying that y'all gonna do this, but you're not gonna do it. For the children of men and beget us children. Oh yeah, you can see that pretty clear. Okay, cool. So I'm thinking he's like, oh, y'all say y'all gonna do this, but y'all not gonna do it. All right. That's how I interpret that. Here we go. I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. Of a great sin. So we are here, and he's saying, and Simjaza, who was their leader, so that's the leader of the angels, then said unto them, I fear you will not agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. So he's like, oh, y'all ain't gonna come with me down there. Y'all saying y'all gonna come, but y'all not gonna come. That's how I look at it. Hold on a second. Okay. All right, let's go back here. Let's go to the full screen. Okay. Come let us. All right, well, okay. I fear you will not, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. They swear they all together and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. All right. So, for those of you that don't know that story, or you don't know the entire story, basically they were angels in heaven. And if you're an angel, you're not supposed to be coming down here turning yourself into a human form to have sex with the women or men. They wasn't supposed to do that. So they were not supposed to do what they were doing. So here they're planning on doing this thing. They saw that, the people on earth were beautiful, that the women and the daughters were just beautiful. And they're like, you know what? I want to go down there. So who's coming with me? That's basically what they were saying. Who's coming with me? So of course the Most High did not know about this. Where are you reading from? Arlene, I'm reading from the books of Enoch, and I also have the Sefer, because the Book of Enoch is not in the King James version of the Bible. It's a book that they took out. It's a book that they took out. So if you go online where you see what I have pulled up, you can actually go online and you can put in the books of Enoch, Enoch, and something should come up. So I have it in my Sefer Bible, and I also just have it by itself. All right, and this is the story. This is talking about the story of the fallen angels right now. Okay, that's not being ignorant, Arlene. That's not being ignorant. Blessings, my sister. Okay, so let me finish. Let me just pull the All right, pull it back up for you guys. So they swear all they okay. They swear. Wait. We're back to Mount Hermon. All right, and they were all in. They were in all 200. So it was 200 angels that came down from heaven, and they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn. Let me see if I can do something for people that are coming in late. Let me change this banner here, guys. Give me a second. Create a banner on Book of Enoch. Books of Enoch. All right, there we go. So that's how it's spelled. All right. Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And these are the names of their leaders. Samiez, their leader, Arakaba. Now, excuse me if I get the names wrong, guys. And let me go ahead and pull it up a little bit more for you guys. So we are here. So the names are Semi-Izi, their leader, Arakaba, Ramiel, Kokabiel, Tamiel, Ramiel, Daniel, Ezekiel, Baraki Jaw, Aziel. Okay, you guys get it. These are the names right here. So you can read the names for yourself. And these are their chiefs of 10. Okay, let me go to the next chapter. Of 10. All right, so now we're on chapter 7. Let me try to get this a little bigger for you guys. Okay. Let's see if you can see it. Yes, you should be able to see it. Okay. All right. So chapter 7. And all the other things with them took, okay, and all the others together with them took unto themselves wives. So basically all of them. So they named some of the names. They named like the main, I want to say the chiefs of each group. That's what I'll say. And all of those angels, basically, together with them, took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go into them and to defile themselves with them. So basically, guys, when they say that they, began to go into them, so they started having sexual relations with the women. Now, these angels they started having sexual relations with the women, and they were not supposed to do that. Okay, and to defile themselves with them, and they taught them charms and enchantments and the cuttings of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. So basically, they started teaching them spells, witchcraft. They started teaching them roots and just evil things. They started teaching them a lot of things that they were not supposed to know. So keep in mind, this is the beginning. This is the beginning. This is before Noah's Ark. No. Excuse me. This is before Noah's Ark and all of that. So when Noah's Ark, when the great flood came, that flood was to destroy all of the bad things that were happening on the planet. So this is before Noah's Ark. This is before all of that. But that flood came on mainly because of this. Excuse me. Okay, excuse me. Sorry, y'all. I know I was yelling. Sorry. All right. So here we go. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go in. They began to go in unto them and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants. Okay, so what happened, guys, is that when the angels came down and they had sex with the humans. Excuse me. No bark. No. And they had sex with the humans. Basically, the babies that they had were giants. The babies that they actually had were giants. So this goes back to, again, this is in a Book of Enoch. If you just read the King James Version, you're not going to see any of this in here because it was in there because it was taken out. But they do talk about the fallen angels. You do see the name Enoch in the book, but you don't see the full story of what happened. So they became pregnant, and they bare great giants whose height was 3,000 ells. So if you research 3,000 ells, let's see what comes up when you put in 3,000 ells. Hold on. I know it's like a lot of miles. Like they were really, really tall. ELLS. Okay, so I'm going to put 3,000 ells in feet. So that says it's 112,050 feet. Let me put 3,000 ells in miles. Okay, so in miles, guys, let me show you. So 3,000 ells in miles, it says 2.13 miles. You see that? So these giants that these women had from getting pregnant from these angels that came down from heaven, when they had babies, those babies grew so tall that they were literally 2.131 miles. That is a tall. Imagine 1 mile. Imagine when you driving or you walking and it's 1 mile. Just imagine that long length. That's how tall these angels, that's how tall these babies of the fallen angels were. So they were giants, because remember, they didn't come from the Most High. They weren't created from the dirt. So they were created from these angels that weren't supposed to come down. And no, quiet. They hear the other dogs outside, sorry. So they were not supposed to come down and do that. So with them doing that, they basically had these giants. Yeah. So did giants exist back then? Yes, they did. Who were the giants? The babies of the fallen angels that took on, that slept with the men's wives on earth. Yeah. All right. So let me go back to it. Okay. All right. So, and when okay, here we go. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants whose height was 3,000 ells. Remember, guys, 3,000 ells is about over 2 miles, 2.131 miles. So that's long. That's really, that's up there. And then it says, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. So just think about where we are today. Think about where we are today. Imagine if we had giants here. First of all, how do you feed someone that tall? How do you clothe someone that tall? How do you prevent yourself getting stepped on and eating yourself? So once they cannot take care of them anymore, and it says no longer sustain them, the giants turned against man and devoured mankind. So devoured to me is like you're eating them, you're chewing them, you're killing them, you're doing whatever, because now they're taking over everything. They're taking over everything. All right. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. All right. So to me, when it says that they begin to sin against birds, it's not saying that they're killing the birds, that they're doing this and the third. I'm thinking that they started sleeping with the birds, and that's where we got like the dragons from, and the what do you call it? Dinosaurs and stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking, because it says, and they begin to sin against the birds and beasts and reptiles and fish. So yeah, so we start seeing, you know, all of those things like the dinosaurs and the different animals that were flying and different things like that. I think that at that point they just started having sex with everybody, but just doing whatever, because they were giants and they wanted to do whatever they want to do. So that's what I think. That's just my opinion, and that could be factual or maybe not, but you gotta look it up for yourself. Gotta do your studying. All right, so let's go on to the next chapter. So now we are on chapter 8. Okay. So now it says, and Azazel, let me see how you guys can see it. All right, good. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them. Okay, so we'll stop there. Let's go here. So basically now it says Azazel, that's one of the other fallen angels, that he taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates. So up until this point, guys, men probably wasn't even fighting like that. Like there probably wasn't even war then, because remember, this is still in the beginning. So these angels came down and showed them how to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates. Well, Azazel did. So he taught them how to basically make stuff to harm men and also make stuff to protect yourself from man harming you. So now they're probably fighting, but they were never supposed to know any of these things. So not only did these angels come down and sleep with the women and bore giants, they started teaching mankind things that man was not supposed to know. So they started teaching man all of these different things that can amount to being sinful. They started teaching them all these different sinful things. Yeah. All right, let me finish. Okay, so, and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them. So the art of working them is basically how to use them. So let me show you. I'm going to show you how to make a sword and what you need to do with it. I'm going to show you how to make a knife and a shield. I'm going to teach you how to make it, but then I'm also going to show you how to use it. Crazy. All right. And okay, so, and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments. So now they're showing them how to make jewelry and everything else. And the use of, what is it? Antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids. So now they're teaching them how to put on makeup. Now they're showing them how to make makeup and put makeup on to change their look for enticement. All right. Beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication. So now they just breaking food. Now they having sex with everybody. And keep in mind, guys, this is before Sodom and Gomorrah. In the Bible, they tell you about Sodom and Gomorrah. But they don't break down the books of Enoch. So this is before all of that. It's before all of that. All right. And they committed fornication, and they were led astray and became corrupt in all their ways. So man just got, if man was practicing, law and not committing all these sins and following the way that he's supposed to, at this point he was not. Once these angels came down, they brought chaos with them. Semjaza taught enchantments and root cuttings. So you guys know what root cuttings is. Root cuttings is basically like a root doctor. Some people believe in the witchcraft and all of that. So he's the angel that taught them all of that. So a lot of this sin, guys, we can blame it on those angels. Yeah. On the fallen angels. Okay. Semjaza. Hold on. Let me go back here and make sure I'm where you guys are. All right. So we are here. Okay. We're here. All right. Semjaza taught enchantments and root cuttings. Armoros, the resolving of enchantments. Barakaiju taught astrology. Kokobu, the constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds. Araku, the signs of the earth. Shamzu, the signs. So we're here. We're here now. Shamzu, the signs of the sun, and Sariel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. So now we are about to be on chapter 9. Hold on. All right. So now the cries went up to heaven. See if I can make it a little bigger. Okay. All right, you guys should be able to see that. We are on chapter 8. We are reading from the books of Enoch. All right, so now we're on chapter, what did I say, 9? Yeah, we're on chapter 9. I'm sorry. We're on chapter 9. Then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. And they said to one another, the earth made without inhabitant cries the voice of their criers up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven, the souls of men make their suit, saying, bring our cause before the Most High. And they said to the Father of the ages, Father of fathers. Okay, so here it says, Lord of lords, guards of guards. What I say the Most High, and I say the Father. King of kings and the Father of the ages. The throne of thy glory standeth unto all the generations of the ages, and thy name holy and glorious and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things, and power over all things has thou. And all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Azazel has done, who has taught all unrighteousness on earth and revealed the eternal secrets which were preserved in heaven, which men were striving to learn. And Shemjaza, so we are here. Shemjaza, let's see. Thy holy blessed the angels, thou hast made all things. There. So we're around here. Okay. And Semjaza, to whom thou hadst given authority to bear rule over his associates. And they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now, behold, the souls of those who have died are crying, and making their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentations have ascended, and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass, and thou seest these things, and thou dost suffer them. And thou dost not say to us, what are we to do to them in regard to these? Okay. So now we're on chapter 10. So did you guys understand? You're welcome. Did you guys understand that? Or do you guys want me to keep going to chapter 10? So basically, the people that died, back then, their spirits and their souls, where is it going? Where are their spirits going? Because at that point, they were doing so many bad things, especially the ones that weren't, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So let me go ahead and finish reading because I've already read this. So I don't want to get ahead of myself for the people that this might be something new to them. All right. So we're on chapter 10, guys. We're going on to chapter 10. All right, let me see if I can okay. Okay, you guys should be able to see it. Okay. So now we're on chapter 10. Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spake. So you see I say the Most High. So then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spoke basically, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech and said to him, go to Noah and tell him in my name, hide thyself. All right. So remember I told you guys, so that was the Most High talking. But remember I told you guys that this is all before Noah's Ark and everything. This is all before Noah's Ark and everything. So notice how he said, excuse me. Okay, excuse me. All right, so then, and I'll just do the full screen. Wait, here we go. Okay. Then said the Most High, and the Holy and Great One spake, it says, and spoke, and said, Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, go to Noah, and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. And again, the father said to Raphael, bind Azazel hand and foot and cast him into the darkness and make an opening in the desert, which is in Dudal, and cast him therein, and place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face, that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment, he shall be cast into the fire. Okay. So basically, in chapter 10, and remember, guys, this is the book of Enoch. So in chapter 10, he basically said, go tell Noah to hide himself and stay safe somewhere, because the whole earth is going to be destroyed. So if you guys ever wonder, and listen, guys, I'm going on 49 in a couple of weeks, and I just found out that this was the reason why the earth was destroyed with water just a couple of weeks ago. Like I always knew like, Noah's Ark and everything, but I guess no one ever explained to me why he destroyed the world, like at that point, like why everything was flooded and why everyone had to die and what they were doing on the earth and so on. So I just recently found that out, like I said, a couple of weeks ago. So I know a lot of us were raised in churches, or maybe you were taught from your families, but you definitely have to do your own research, because in church, I do not remember anyone ever going over the Book of Enoch. Never. Like I knew about fallen angels, and I knew that they called them Nephilims and things like that, but I never knew where they came from. I never knew what they had done. until I got older and I started studying for myself. So we have to study, guys. If you want to know the word, the full word, you have to study. You just can't go to a synagogue and, you're sitting in there and they saying whatever or come on videos. You have to study for yourself. You have to study for yourself, and you have to ask the Most High to guide you and to open up your mind so that you can, and to give you wisdom and understanding, so that when you read something or you go over it, you have a better understanding of what you're reading, and you're not just reading words, because these are not just words. These are his words, and they're important. All right, so let me finish. Okay. Cover him. All right, so, and on the day of great judgment, he shall be cast into the fire, and heal the earth which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sin. And to Gabriel said the Father, proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication and the children of the watchers from amongst men, and cause them to go forth. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For length of days shall they not have, and no request that they or their fathers make or thee shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. For they hope to live in an eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And the father said unto Michael, go bind Semjaza and his associates, who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanliness. In all their uncleanliness. And when their sons shave slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones. All right. So basically, stopping right there. So he's saying, at this point now, with everything that they did with people that fornicated, you guys know what fornication means. The angels that had sexual relationships with the women, and they had giants, now he's like, let them go against one another, so now they can start killing one another. Because listen, he's going to destroy the whole world anyway, but he's not forgiving any of that. So he's saying that even the angels, the parents of these giants, let them, before you even do anything to them, let them see this, let them see what they're doing to one another. Then he tells them to cast them, but let them see them slain. Let their kids, let the adults, the parents, watch the kids slain one another. That's how I take it. All right. So, all right. And when their sons shave slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. All right. In those days, they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison, in which they shall be confined forever. So basically, these fallen angels cannot go back to heaven. They can't go back to heaven. So for judgment for them is going to be hell. Judgment for them is going to be hell and torment, which they are going to be forever. And that's what it says. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations, and destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end. And let the plan of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing, and the works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. Let's see where we are on here. Let me go up. All right. Planted in truth, appear to prove a blessing, planted in truth and joy. All right, so we are here, guys. We're still in chapter 10, but we're on chapter 10, 17. So when you see me moving the cursor, that's where we are now. Here. All right. And then all the righteous escape and shall live till they beget thousands of children. And all the days of their youth and their old age shall they compete in peace. All right. So at this point, guys, let's see. All right. So that lets you know. Going to let's go up to Noah's Ark. Everyone was destroyed from the earth except Noah and his family, and the animals, the animals that he took onto the ark with him. So basically, guys, we are descendants of Noah, if you really think about it. I mean, of course, of Adam and Eve, but of Noah as well, because everybody was destroyed. Everything was destroyed. So just keep that in mind. That's a whole nother study. And so let me finish. All right. Okay. So they compete in peace. Wait. Forever never consummated in those days. Okay, the bits of fire. Okay. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till they beget thousands of children. And all the days of their youth and their old age shall they complete in peace. And then shall the whole earth be tilled in righteousness, and shall all be planted with trees and be full of blessings. And all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it. And the vines which they plant thereon shall yield wine in abundance. And as for all the seed which is sown thereon, each measure of it shall bear 1,000, and each measure of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. And cleanse thou the earth from all oppression. Let me make sure you guys, I pull it up. Here we are. And from all unrighteousness, and from all sin, and from all godlessness, and all the uncleanness that is wrought upon the earth, destroy from off the earth. And all of the children of men shall become righteous, and all nations shall offer adoration, and shall praise me. Glory, right here. And shall praise me, and all shall worship me, and the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all sin, and from all punishment, and from all torment, and I will never again send them upon it from generation to generation forever. Chapter 11. Let's see. All right, hold on. Chapter 11 and chapter 12, because they're kind of small chapters. Okay. All right. Chapter 11. And in those days I will open the store chambers of blessings which are in the heaven, so as to send them down upon the earth over the work and labor of the children of men. And truth and peace shall be associated together throughout all the days of the world, and throughout all the generations of men. So now we're on chapter 12. So it says, dream vision of Enoch. of Enoch, his intercession for Azazel and the fallen angels, and his announcement of their first and final doom. So now this is chapter 12. Hold on. So I can pull this up. All right, hold on. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. So we're here. Okay. Before these things Enoch was hidden, and no one of the children of men knew where he was hidden and where he abode and what had become of him. And his activities had to do with the watchers, and his days were with the holy ones. And Enoch was blessing the Father of majesty and the King of the ages. And lo, the watchers called me, Enoch the scribe, and said to me, Enoch, thou scribe of righteousness, go declare to the watchers of the heavens who have left the high heaven, the holy and eternal place, and have defiled themselves with women, and have done as the children of earth do, and have taken unto themselves wives. Ye have wrought great destruction on the earth, and ye shall have no peace nor forgiveness of sin. And inasmuch as they delight themselves in their children, the murder of their beloved ones shall they see, and over the destruction of their children shall they lament, and shall make supplication unto eternity, but mercy and peace ye not attain. Chapter 13. All right, so if you guys can't, you guys should be able to see it. I'm not going to keep trying to stretch it out. All right? All right. Okay. Chapter 13. And Enoch went and said, Azazel, thou shalt have no peace. A severe sentence has gone forth against thee to put thee in bonds. And thou shalt not have toleration nor request granted to thee because of the unrighteousness which thou hast taught. Hold on. Okay. Which thou hast taught, and because of all the works of godlessness and unrighteousness and sin which thou hast shown to men. Then I went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them. So basically, they wanted Enoch to speak on their behalf. They wanted him to go to the Father and plead their case, like basically saying, oh, probably was like, oh, Father, tell him, oh, please forgive us. We want to come back, or just whatever. But he's telling them, no, that's not going to happen. I'm down to 6%. Let me go get my charger. I'll be right back. What y'all dogs doing? All right, let me charge this. Hold on, y'all. I think my dogs have to go to the bathroom. Come on. Come here. Come here. Right back, guys. You guys can read. Let me just get them some water. It's hot outside. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. All right, so I'm gonna go back, I guess, to the beginning of 13. Right? Is that where we were? Yeah. And Enoch went and said, Azazel, thou shalt, let me go here. Okay. Azazel, thou shalt have no peace. A severe sentence has gone forth against thee to put thee in bonds, and thou shalt not have toleration, nor request granted to thee, because of the unrighteousness which thou hast taught, and because of all the works of godlessness and unrighteousness and sin which thou hast shown to man. Then I went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them. And they besought me to draw up a petition for them that they might find forgiveness. Okay, see, I went before. I told you guys that he basically went to the Most High on their behalf, but I had read this already, so sorry, I got ahead of myself. And they besought me to draw up a petition for them that they might find forgiveness, and to read their petition in the presence of the Father of heaven. For from thenceforward they cannot speak with him, nor lift up their eyes to heaven for shame of their sins for which they have been condemned. Then I wrote out their petition and the prayer in regard to their spirits and their deeds individually, and in regard to their request that they should have forgiveness and length. And I went off and sat down at the waters of Dan, in the land of Dan, to the south of the west of Hermon. I read their petition till I fell asleep. And behold, a dream came to me, and visions fell down upon me, and I saw visions of chastisement, and a voice came biting me to tell it to the sons of heaven and reprimand them. And when I awakened, I came unto them, and they were all sitting gathered together, weeping in Abeljael, which is between Abeljael. I might be saying it wrong. Hold on. Let me show you guys where we are. And I awaken up. So we're here, which is okay. Abeljael, which is between Lebanon and Sinister, with their faces covered. So they were weeping. All right, they were crying with their faces covered. And I recounted before them all the visions which I had seen in sleep, and I began to speak words of righteousness and to reprimand the heavenly watches. So now it would go down to chapter 14. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to let you guys, you can basically do your own studying at this point. All right. So we would go up to chapter 14. So what would you guys have done? I mean, just think about it. These angels were up in heaven with the Most High, right? They had probably no care in the world, basically. You're up there, you're living good. You don't have to worry about death because, you have eternal life. So you're just up there doing your thing. But then you look down on the earth and you decide, the women are beautiful. I think I want a wife. The women are beautiful. No, you're up there with the Father. So you decide that whatever's down here is going to be better than what's up there. So what do? You leave the Father. You come down here. You commit all these sins, and then now you're thinking about it. now you're like, oh, we can't never go back. This and that and the third is going to happen to us. So imagine that, guys. Imagine that. So when I think about that, right, I'm like, wow. They can never get back to heaven, but they were up there. They can never get back, and they have, a recollection of being in heaven, but they decide they want to come down here and be sinful. So us, we came from the Most High, and we should be trying to get back to the Most High. But do we have a recollection of it? No, they did. They decided that, okay, I don't care about being up here. It's beautiful, no cares in the world. We're never going to die. They didn't think about all that. They just wanted to come down and have sex with these women on earth that they felt like was so beautiful, and they wanted to do everything else. They wanted to come down and teach, man's sin and so on. So here, guys, they don't have a chance to make it back to heaven. They cannot find forgiveness for the sins that they did. But while we still have breath in our bodies and we have a tongue to speak, we can ask the Most High for forgiveness. We still have a chance to get it right. He woke you up today. So that means that you still have a chance to get it right, to ask him to forgive you and to just live by the way that he puts in the Bible for us to live. So, anyone have any questions or comments? Anyone have any questions or comments? I'm going to put a phone number up that you guys can actually call if you wanted to maybe not know. You know what? We're going to do it a different way because I don't know what you guys are looking like, but a lot of times people like to put a face with a voice. I know I do. So there's a way that I can invite you to the screen. So here, guys, there's a link that I'm putting up. And if you would like to come on camera, keep in mind people are going to see you, but if you had something that you wanted to maybe add to this, you can actually add it. And I'll put a phone number up as well that you can call. Hold on. If you just want to add to the to what we're discussing right now. Hold up, because I do not know that number by heart. Let me find it. Okay, so that number right there, guys, you can use that number to call in if you would like to call in and share how you feel about what we've been studying. If you want to share with everybody else, I know some people like to type, some people don't like to type. I would not want to come down here if I'm already in heaven. Exactly. That's how I feel too. So we only went up to 14 chapters, guys. There's a whole, listen, that chapter is long. There's a lot in the Book of Enoch. See? All of this in the Book of Enoch. So there's more than just talking about that. He goes through heaven and he's asking questions about the different chambers and the different levels of heaven, because heaven has different levels. So yeah. So if you would like to call in, the number is across the screen there. If you would like to be on camera and talk and discuss what we're discussing, I also put the link up, and the link is in the comments. Yep. But I knew that I was going to go back over the Book of Enoch. So I basically just wanted to discuss, I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah. So much knowledge never taught in churches. Yeah, Gigi, you're right. They don't teach us a lot of stuff in church, but I bet you they teach you about giving that 10%. That's why we have to study for ourselves. We have to study for ourselves. Yeah. Churches does not want to offend so they can still get the money. Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so I don't see any phone calls coming in, nor do I see, and that's actually my business number too. So that's the number that I put up. So I don't want people to try to call the number later. So I'm going to probably delete that a little bit later. All right. I believe in the Most High. Amen. Or I mean. My husband say amen means something else. So I mean. Say it in Hebrew. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed studying the Book of Enoch and seeing how, let me hide my screen. Let me stop screen. Okay. Seeing how there were giants. If you read the Book of Enoch and you see that the fallen angels came down and had children with the women, and they had angels. And they had giants. Their babies turned into giants because they're not supposed to be having sex with angels anyway. And angels are not supposed to be having sex, period. So yeah, so they had giants. So, something that didn't come from the Most High cannot go back to the Most High. I just want y'all to keep that in mind. Something that did not come from the Most High, that was not created from the Most High, cannot go back to him. All right. So I love you all. Continue to have a blessed day. If you're not honoring the Sabbath, look into the Bible, and just see why you need to work 6 days and rest on the seventh. And the seventh day is not Sunday. It's not. So this is the day that we honor the Most High, and we give, you give thanks to him every day, but you really give him thought and thanks and a lot of your time on the Sabbath. At least you should be. All right. Exactly. They will ask you for that money. I no longer attend the church. Well, the church, right. And it's not even church, because the church is all the people that gather in the Most High's name. So church can be two people. If you're in agreement with believing in the Father, then that's your church. But the building is a synagogue, and it says in the Bible, synagogue. Love you too, Sister Cat. Love you, Gigi. Blessings to you and your family as well. All right, y'all. So that's it. Share this video with someone. Share it on your page. Share it whatever you feel that someone may just need the word, because I know when my husband turned me on to the Book of Enoch, first I wanted to read. I was like, nigga, you crazy. So I had to come out of my own understanding and pray on it. So, do the giants turn into stone? No. The giants, they didn't turn into stone. It doesn't say in the book that they turned into stone. No. They're just still roaming because there's no place for them to go until they go to hell, besides the ones that he cast, into like pits and stuff. So the demons and the nightmares and different things that you probably dream about or experience, I do feel like those are those fallen angels and their children. Yeah, because they have nowhere to go. They can't go to heaven. Yep, can't go to heaven. So, all right, y'all. So that is it. Let me go here. Let me get that banner off of there. We don't need that. All right, let me go find it. Let me hide it. But yeah, just go pull up the Book of Enoch. If you don't have a Sifa, just go pull up the Book of Enoch, guys. There's a lot of things that you can Google. There's a lot of things that you can Google. They do sell the Book of Enoch on Amazon, probably as well as eBay. But if you get the Sefer, this is the Bible that all of the books are in. All of the books are still in here. So if you order one of these, everything is in here. And you don't have to buy like the Book of Enoch individually, because all of the books that were taken out are in here. All right. So there's a lot of books that were taken out, but they're in here. And then just do your cross-referencing. Go to the Bible, the regular Bible that you've been reading, like the King James Version or the NIV. Read it, and then when you get stumped because it seems like something is missing, because a lot of times you read the Bible and you're like, well, what else happened? Something looks like it's missing there. If you have this, you can go on to the next book and say, oh, so this is what happened. So they started out talking about it, but why did they remove it? So that's where that studying comes into play. All right. So love you all. I am about to get off of here and resume my day. I'll probably go upstairs to my movie theater and probably just watch a spirit-filled movie. That's what I do on Saturdays. We stay in the Word pretty much all day. We go from sundown to sunset, but we get so busy through the week. We're ripping, we're running, we're doing this, we're doing that. We may read a chapter. I'm just saying we, like, just for in general. Might read a chapter of the Bible, or might read something, or you get so busy and involved in life that we sometimes don't give the Most High all of the time and the credit that he deserves. So Saturday is really, during the Sabbath, it's really a good time to just give it back to him and let him know how grateful you are for him, for your blessings, for life, for breath in your body, for health, for your family, for your children, for just everything. So Saturday is a day, Friday, sundown, Saturday, sundown, Friday from sundown to Saturday, sundown. That's a lot of hours that you can just praise him. Somehow you can just praise him and you can thank him. Oh, thank you. That was great study. I was late. I'm cool. Okay. You're welcome, Change Me. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. And with YouTube, it is going to stay up. So that is something that you can just go back on. But I have a lot of different Bible studying on here. So sometime my husband joins me and he'll study, he'll share with you guys the word, or sometimes it's just me by myself. But because it is on here, you can just go back and you can watch it. So nobody's perfect, guys, but in my household, we live to serve the Father. And that's just that, because clearly nobody's perfect. He's perfect, but we are not. So we still go through our lives, we still have fun. We still live, we are blessed beyond measure. So I always thank him for all of the blessings, because I truly am not worthy of any of the blessings that he has, given me. So I thank the Father all the time. I thank him all the time, because I have done many things in my life, but he has definitely forgiven me. So who am I to not, at least on the Sabbath, give him his fair due share of my time, and he gave me breath. So again, love you all. I am going to go. Please be careful. Remember to pray when you wake up, as well as before you go to sleep. Ask him for his hedge of protection over you, especially those angels that protect you, your guardian angel. Do the right thing so that your angel can stay fully armored from head to toe. Because the more sinning that you do, the less armored your angel of protection is. All right? So try to be, just try to follow those commandments. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to stumble and fall, but it's stumbling and then getting back up. Yeah, it's stumbling and then getting back up. Is the book of Genesis similar to Genesis chapter 1 to 6? No. It's not similar at all. But go ahead and get it. So no, the book of Enoch is not similar. The Book of Enoch, when it first starts out, is Enoch basically in heaven, basically. He's not dead now. Keep in mind, he's not dead. So he's basically in heaven. He's basically in heaven, and he's asking questions. He's seeing things. Then they're talking about the fallen angels. So, when you're talking about Genesis, then there was a beginning, and then, then there was light, because there was darkness at first, and then there was light. So that's the Most High forming, the world and the earth. So no, it's very different. It's not the same. It's not the same. And when you go back on this video at the beginning, or you either go and look up the Book of Enoch, I read it from chapter 1. Okay, so no, my sister, it's not the same. It's totally different. Yes, totally different. Yep. All right, y'all. So that is it. Again, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. And please be safe. If you have to go out, the pandemic, we are still dealing with the coronavirus and COVID-19. So please wash your hands. Try to eat healthy, guys. I know it's easy to just grab fast food and different things like that. But if you happen to get the coronavirus and your immune system is down, I feel that the people that are not surviving this are people that, have that are sick pretty much. So try to like drink ginger or eat some ginger. Just do things that are going to help boost your immune system. Exercise is another thing. Exercise. Even if it's just 30 minutes, even if it's just 10 minutes, do something to just better your health overall, so that if you come in contact, your body can fight it. All right. Wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance. You have to do that. It's important. You have to. All right. So I love you all, and I will see you guys soon, most high willing.